What's going on, people? What's going on? I just want to ramble a bit. I know I'm just trying to, get my stuff going or re-going again. But last video I did, um, just me speaking on uh, some politics stuff. But this is on some real life stuff, grown up adult stuff. What happened to us as a society? What happened to us as a community? Society as a whole, but the black community. It almost seems like, well, I ain't gonna say almost. It seems as if everything that's used to be good is bad, and what's bad is good. Because if you really look at how the shift has happened, it's like, and I believe, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I believe that part of this, and I don't care, part of this is kind of that the alphabet crew coming in, and with their stuff that they believe in, that kind of hijacked the heterosexual, movement mindset. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, if you're a masculine man, like, okay, beard, you like to, have a couple of drinks, you like to hang out with your buddies, and you're a man of man's man, that's like bad. You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. Like, and people get it twisted with the toxic masculinity, because that's not even a phrase, saying, or whatever the hell. It don't even mean nothing. Um, the bottom line is, it's toxic only because if women and men, if they feel like threatened by a man's position, if he doesn't like something, he doesn't like something. If he likes something, he likes something. Let him be. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with, being, toxic. It's like, if that's his stance, if that's his political belief or religious belief, or if that's what he believes in, let him be. And that right there has been a problem. And then it's like, obviously, we know women will never take accountability for their actions. We know that. You got a handful. I've met one woman in my life that actually took accountability in her actions. Like, I'm talking to like, she said, you know what? My last situation, that was all me. I did that. One. No excuses, no none of that. She didn't blame, finger point the man, and none of that stuff. So just think about that. And I've encountered quite a few females, but just saying. So at the end of the day, it's like, when it comes to like what we go through as a community, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So for example, if I'm, woman will say, they want a sensitive man, they want this, they want, chivalry, they want all of this stuff from us men, but they reject their feminine, feminine qualities. They reject that, but they want us to be, these, dudes from the 60s, the 50s, and the 60s, 70s, and stuff like that. It's like, no, you can't operate in modern times but expect us to be traditional. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost like, well, and I have to say it, it's kind of like a bad trade. excuse me, it's like a bad trade, because it's like, okay, if you say you want me to do, provide, protect, and all of that stuff, and be the head of the house, okay, well, I need a woman that's gonna be feminine. She's gonna listen to me, and right there, that's already a trigger word in itself, but that's a separate thing. um I want her to be a woman. I want her to, if I'm going to potentially lay down my life for us, our safety and protection, then I'm going to need something from you. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't give me that, then what would be my purpose of giving my, my very breath I breathe? You know what I'm saying? For you. You get what I'm saying? It's got to mean something. For us men, when we do things, it's definitely has to have meaning. It's got to have some substance behind it. Because if we're going to give our all, even our lives, then it's got to mean something. It can't just be for something, just some frivolous stuff, you know. So just with that being said, that's where the shift came. You know what I'm saying? We really just lost our way. And I'm not gonna leave the men out. A lot of us men, we've really lost our perspective, because we're we're too busy looking at men and women. We're looking at social media and seeing this new generation of BS going on, and we say, oh, that's it, that's popular, that's the way to go. That's not. No, that's make believe. That's all orchestrated. That's actors and all that stuff. That's not that's not the natural order. That's not how this shit should be. But unfortunately, we're too busy paying attention to social media. So that's a problem. So you got to understand, there's a lot of problems that we have. Like, so even like I said, with us men, we don't have any good, strong male role models. Or what we do, let me rephrase, we do, but that what they do and how we move, it falls on deaf ears. You get what I'm saying? When we try to teach our boys something, they into the this new young culture that doesn't promote that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? And the females, they're looking at this new shit, and they're not they're not really, they don't really have any thing to look up to. You get what I'm saying? If you look up to anything, it's like, you're the outcast, you're the corny person. You get what I'm saying? If you look up to someone that's doing the right thing, it's like, oh man, that's lame. That's a problem. That's our problem in our community. It's just like I said, I've said this in previous videos. It's like a good, honest, hardworking, God-fearing man is lame. Make that make sense. That's unreal. That is unreal. That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. A good, wholesome man that's not dealing with drugs, violence, knucklehead shit, he's lame. Wow. So if you're just a polar opposite, you're the man. That's the stupidest shit that we've embraced. Like, you see what I'm saying? See, that's why I said in the beginning, what's right is wrong, what's wrong is right. That's how we've lost our way. It's just sad. It's really sad. But I'm praying to God that we get it together. But I don't know. I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's like, it's not looking good for us as a community, as a society in general. I think we need to purge. We need a purge. You know what I'm saying? We need a purge of all the bad, and get back to, where we need to be at. Men need to be men. Stop tiptoeing around women's feelings. Yes, I said it. You know, and you need to stand up and stand on your principles. Even if you're gonna stand alone, guess what? There's a woman out there that's going to see you for you and what your substance and what your foundation is about. And that's going to be the woman for you. But you got to sift through all the bull crap women, and you need to stop looking at the flesh and going, wow, because I'm a man just like, just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look, I'm we're visual. We're all visual. But at the same time, you have to not discipline yourself. De-discipline, that's what I call it. Try not to partake just because you can or she's willing to. You get what I'm saying? So if she's not the right woman, if she's not the right caliber of woman, if that makes sense, of what you're looking for. So, we gotta have some discipline on our end. So it's gonna take some work, but can we do it? I would like to think so. But I don't know, man. I'm just rambling, man. I just wanted to speak my little 2 cents about the situation. I think it has been out of hand for the last at least 2 years. And it's getting worse by the day. When women, I knew this was the beginning of the end when women said that the Cheesecake Factory or like certain they had this whole little, oh, I want him to take me here on a first date, just meeting you. That right there, that I knew that was a problem. And that was like about a couple years ago when I knew that was the beginning of the downfall. And women ate that up. They ate it up. And right there, I'm like, wow. So, and to be honest with you, what that sounds like to us men. That sounds like, prostitution. That's just being honest with you. And, I know some women does this. They're on the know your worth. What are you worth? You have to prove to the man what your worth is so we can purchase the product, because the end game is to get married, right? That's our purchase. See, that's probably going to fly over a lot of people's heads. But see, of course, like they say, y'all women control the sex. Y'all control access to sex. But guess what? We control the marriage. We decide who we are going to marry because we ask y'all. Y'all don't ask us. Well, some, to each their own. But at the end of the day, if you're that worthy of a woman, we will say, you know what? I'm going to put a ring on her finger. That's the end goal. Should be the end goal. But if it's not, hey, do you. And even that is a slippery slope, marriage in itself in today's times. But that's a separate subject in itself. Much respect. I'm out.